Hello everybody and welcome back for another episode of Indie Impressions. My name is Nick and today we're going to be checking out a first-person horror puzzler named Deadly Insanity. Now this is by Afterworld Studios and is going to be essentially us playing as a demonic entity trapped between two realities, trying to find some clues to return to our human form. Apparently we killed ourselves 72 hours ago and we are now stuck in some sort of crazy realm trying to find shapes to fit other shapes, and there may be demons and there may be scary things involved. I'm not actually sure. I only spent a minute or two with this one just getting my sound levels and seeing what was going on here. Seems interesting, and I want to check out to see quite how crazy it gets. So we're pretty familiar with the idea of pretty insane and out there games when it comes to indie impressions, so you know, the things that resonate to the tune of insanity seem like they might be in my wheelhouse. So first of all, I'm looking around here. There seems to be a lot of like fire or some sort of weird organic matter splattered on all the walls. I'm guessing this is either to remind us that we're in Demon Land, or maybe there's actually just like actually a fire here. I'm not entirely sure which is what, but I kind of like the ambiguity. It sort of looks like plasma, and the darkness over here. Now we're seeing mostly the red stuff on the walls, and that just makes me think a little bit of Silent Hill. You may have noticed also on the top part of the UI, there's actually a sort of a timer ticking down, sort of like a fuse or something, and that's actually going to be our insanity meter from what I can tell. So we need to accomplish whatever our goal is before that meter seems to run out, and I can't actually walk through this matter, I suppose. Yeah, it seems to be a solid wall, despite it being somewhat transparent. You'll also notice at the bottom, there is a little bit of a UI with some colorful cubes on it, and I think that has something to do with the puzzle that we're actually undertaking here, which is to find and reconnect some sort of icons or symbols. I'm not really sure how or what, but we'll be doing our best to look out for anything out of the ordinary, like that blinking wall there, which doesn't actually seem to do anything, apparently. Now, I'm noticing some other things here, too. There's a depth of field effect that seems to be wavering in and out. We do also have our character blinking his or her eyes, which is a nice thing that I don't see all that often, and actually probably good for good reason, because I think in a lot of first-person games that would get kind of annoying after a long period of time. Thankfully, in this one, we're more concerned with the cerebral effects, and I think something like that seems a little bit more appropriate than if we were playing, for example, Far Cry 3 and our character is constantly blinking. I think we would probably get a little frustrated with that after a while. Since we're actually blinking ourselves in reality, it's sort of like double the blinking, and nobody wants double the blinking. We're okay with just the right amount that we have right now, and maybe we'd rather even not have that amount of blinking, but who am I to judge? This is just my observation. So can we find some sort of puzzle element? So far I've been doing terribly. There's very, very little to identify with landmark-wise when it comes to this facility or whatever this... I think I've actually backtracked now to a place I've already been. All of the walls are basically the same. There are some variances in the lighting effects, it seems, and the fact that things are sort of blurry, well, with the exception of like this one landmark, I guess I could say, oh, there's something in here. It's a yellow pad. I don't think I can interact with that in any way, though, so I'm guessing I need to go find the yellow thing that connects to the yellow pad before I can continue on, and I don't know where that is. It's also completely pitch black over here. Oh, and I think I've fallen off the world, so I may or may not have just ended the game there. Am I alive? I can't actually tell. I'm pretty sure I ended the game. So I guess I'll go ahead and restart. Maybe we can find something next time. Why did the world just end? That's really strange. Okay, see you in a second. And we're back. So it proved that the insanity was possibly a little bit too deadly for us in that last run, so why don't we try another one? And this time I want to pay a little bit more attention maybe to where I'm walking, because I didn't realize that there were actually areas of the map where you could just plummet to your demise, or as it were. It's not really your demise, because like I was still alive, I just was off the map, so I couldn't really participate in the game world anymore, which is, you know, one of the most important parts of finishing a puzzle is, you know, being able to finish it, I guess. I should also pay attention to the sound design, because I think this is one of the stronger points here. I mentioned that this reminded me a little bit of Silent Hill already, I believe, just from some of the theme and the way that things are super dark and blurry and there's like organic stuff around. But it also reminds me a little bit of The Suffering. You know, there's this very mechanical sounding, sort of like a facility, just like lights operating or some sort of factory sounds happening in the background, and I think that's sort of a good thing to point to, because in addition to that, there's also... Oh, we found a purple glowy orb as well as a gray glowy orb, and I have to find what to do with them. But there's like this moaning, and our character seems to be kind of carrying on a little bit, which I'm guessing is just our plight as being an undead demon entity trapped between worlds. I guess that's sort of just what you would do in that position. I'm not really sure to what effect our character is suffering or not, but it does at least remind me a little bit of that game with the aforementioned title. Although I don't know that you were necessarily dead. I think you just kicked a lot of ass in that game, just had like a shotgun. I think you turned into a demon sometimes. Why is there a door here? Door that opens into nothing. That's strange. I wonder if that was placed there on purpose or what. So we're to be looking for something to put this gray cube in, I suppose. There used to be a gray cube in our bottom UI, now it seems to be missing. And there's not a whole lot of hints to tell me where to go. Now, in my very quick sound check run of this, I did actually... this is what I was looking for. I was just about to say, I did actually find some arrows on occasion. So I'm just going to follow the arrows, and I'm going to hope that the cube leads me where I need to go. And I'm going to do it as quickly as possible. I'm also going to pay attention when I reach my destination. I think there was actually a gray symbol on that door. There we go. Did my insanity bar get longer? I can't actually quite tell. Also, that's a weird thing to think of out of context, but you can go ahead and do that, because that's my gift to you today. Where am I? I'm so lost. Also, if you hold down shift, you can run in place, which is kind of adorable. Okay, so we found a blue cube. Next in line, that seems to activate the blue arrows. Was that a green? Oh, there's a green door over there. Okay. I want to make note of that in case we end up back in this direction later on. Just going to follow the arrows very tentatively, or attentively. It was kind of pointing to the side a little bit towards the red door, but I'm not going to trust that. Or am I? Because I don't see any more blue arrows here as we get further in. So this is basically like a memory game as far as I can tell, because it seems like the biggest challenge you have is just being able to locate where you are and where you need to go, or even find these things in the first place, because honestly I was having trouble just finding any of these cubes before. Yes, seems to be pointing to the left a little bit towards the red symbol door, so let's open that up. Oh, there's another arrow in here. I didn't actually expect that, so it's actually leading us through multiple ordeals and rooms. Is this... Okay, I'm just going to follow the arrow until I find another arrow telling me to go otherwise. Still... there we go. It led us around in a very strange path. I was really kind of hoping that there would be some sort of demons that I'd run into in this. It seemed like the atmosphere was tense enough that if they showed up with some kind of crazy demon beast that chased me around this facility, I could think that perhaps that could get pretty unnerving. And I've been just sort of cavalierly running into all these rooms, kind of not really thinking about the consequences, but if they would have just stocked us up with all sorts of craziness, there could have been some good, scary running going on by this point in the play. Now, that's not to say that there still couldn't be such a thing. I don't know. There very well could end up being some demons as we get further on. We've now actually brought a bunch of these cubes now, and I'm thinking if they're gonna put any kind of crazy stuff in, it's gonna have to be pretty soon. Oh, okay. See, when you point an arrow at a straight wall that doesn't have anything on the other side of it, well, I guess you just have to pick a direction and head in it. Green door, green door. Okay, keep going, keep going, keep going. Green door, what you gonna do? There we go. That's where we wanted to be. Surprised I'm finding them so quickly now. I was having a lot of trouble at the beginning, and that's when you think it would be the easiest, considering there's the most cubes available. And we're about at half our insanity meter now. I don't know where the next cube is gonna be, though, so I should probably keep running and not fall off the world again, if that's gonna be a possibility. Is that what's down here? Oh, there's a door. There's so many doors with nothing in them. I just wish there was, like, a couple of little location markers. You know, even if it was just something as simple as, like, a desk or a bed in one of the rooms, just to tell me, like, oh, okay, it's this room again. Because right now, it's actually a little bit claustrophobic, which actually is probably the reason that there's not those things, to keep you guessing and keep you running in circles. Alright, so there's the red marker. I need to find the red cube first, though. And it is, to some extent, actually working pretty well on keeping me on my toes, considering I want to be in a hurry, but I don't know where I'm going or what I'm doing exactly. So it's difficult to, like, get behind running around all mindlessly, but at the same time, the claustrophobia is a real thing, even if it's mostly mental. Well, I guess claustrophobia is always a mental thing, but I mean, like, it's not really trying very hard to make me feel like I'm in an enclosed space. It's just the fact that it's all so generic and so just I don't know, accented, whatever, embellished, I guess is the word I was looking for there. Let's keep going backward. I saw the red door before, but now I'm not going to be able to find it in time, I have a feeling. Red door, where'd you go? Where'd you go? Give me an arrow at least. Give me something to go on here. I thought it was back in this direction, but I'm not seeing any red arrows. Really glad for these arrows, though. If I didn't have the arrows when I have them, I would have zero chance of getting to these goals, because these rooms are not easy to track through. I also imagine maybe... Oh, we found it by complete accident. I was thinking maybe a map would be kind of worth doing, but at the same time, that might just make it a little too easy. Maybe just, you know, a map that as you explore it, you can only look at it for like a couple seconds at a time, and then maybe it like speeds up your insanity meter if you look at it or something like that. It's probably not even necessary, but I'm just coming up with ideas as we go. Also, imagine if the world like shifted around you a little bit as you went through it. That would be really, really confusing. I've actually played a game like that in the past, and I'm not sure it was a pleasant experience, but it was certainly unique. Oh, what's this? We're going into some fire plasma. Yellow door, man, you're far away. We've only got one left, but I'm running out of insanity meter, and I don't even know where this purple gem could be. I'm worried that I'm just going to walk right past it or something. Also, the doors tend to blend into the wall a little bit on occasion. It's actually surprising for how little is actually going on in this game. I am somewhat invested in it. I do want to see what happens as I get more and more of these cubes back to their goals. And I also really like those little glowing symbols on all the doors, too. They seem to hint at something greater than seems to be present here, unfortunately. What the hell is that? I don't think I've seen any textures like this other than that one. There's like some boards that I can look past. That is surprising. Okay. Oh, I found the purple cube. And the game crashed. So that's kind of how that tends to go a lot of the time with some of these indie games. I don't know what it is with it. They have this problem with, like, can't change resolution. Like, why do we need to change the resolution? I guess because I picked up the final cube and maybe some special magical thing was about to happen. I don't know. I guess we'll never really know what's going to be the final ending of this one, or at least I won't know necessarily right now. I might have to go back and play through it again. But I can imagine once you've solved this, there's not a whole lot of reason to go back and do it a second time. Unless something really wild happens at the end. I don't know. Well, maybe somebody will just tell me in the comments. Anyway, that was Deadly Insanity. Mixed feelings, but actually surprisingly more interesting than I gave it credit for at its inception. I was just seeing like the screenshot of the title screen. I was like, I don't know, that looks okay. But as I wandered around in it, it seemed like it was capturing me more and more. I just wish there was some monsters or some kind of like creepy thing to run around and freak me out a little bit. It seemed so kind of on the surface. Like as soon as you've seen a few moments of the game, you kind of have a good idea of what to expect from it all the way through. Not to say that everything has to be totally wild and crazy as things progress, but like, you know, sometimes a couple little mixes or twists on the formula would be nice. But, you know, it's something different. I can't really complain. It was a free game, and if you want to go check it out, it is, like I said, totally free. You can go ahead and download it. Link's going to be in the description with all of my other social media links, so if you want to find out more about me and the series, you can check me out on Twitter, Facebook, of course, my Twitch channel, or even indie-impressions.com, which is the series' main page, where we've got nearly 800 other games with videos that you can go ahead and check, and they're all sorted and categorized. So if you're looking for a particular type of game or want to sort them by payment method, for example, all the free ones or all the browser ones, you can do that right over there, and it takes just a second. So stop by, and of course, if you enjoyed what you saw today, consider leaving a like on the video. That does help me out a whole bunch, and feel free to come on back tomorrow. There is a new Indie Impressions episode uploaded every single day, and there has been for over 2 years, so hopefully you'll stick with me if you like what you see, and I look forward to bringing you many, many more strange, artistic, unique, and original games. So, with that, I will leave you for another day. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you again tomorrow. Talk to you later.